High performance without purpose is fragile. It cracks under pressure. It erodes trust and it burns people out. Purpose doesn't replace profit, it actually protects it. This is part 2 of Leadership That Gives Back. In the next episode, we'll talk about how leaders can embed giving back without overcomplicating it, without bloated initiatives, guilt-based programs, or performative gestures. And if you're joining us mid-series, now's the time to go back and listen to part 1 and stay with us through the full arc of this conversation. New to Finding the Upside, Leadership That Gives Back is a signature MDR Thought Leadership series that reframes giving back as a leadership responsibility. I'm Maria de Lorenzo Reyes, and I've been talking about give back a lot since we added the give back model to our business operating system. It isn't a branding exercise. Giving back demonstrates how high-performing leaders embed impact into culture, operations, and decision-making. And this series talks about 4 different pillars that are involved in making that happen and why it's so important to not only the success of your company, the engagement of your team, but your responsibility of operating in the ecosystem of the community where you do business. I hope you check out this series and let me know what you think in the comments of this post. Hey everybody, welcome to Finding the Upside. I'm your host, Maria de Lorenzo Reyes, and today I have part 2 of my 4-part mini-series, Leadership That Gives Back. If you're just joining us, this series is about one essential truth. Leadership today is no longer measured only by outcomes. It's measured by responsibility. In part 1, a couple weeks ago, we talked about why impact is a leadership responsibility, not a marketing strategy. And today, we're taking on one of the most persistent myths in business and leadership. Somewhere along the way, we were sold a lie that you can either build a profitable business or a principled one, that purpose softens performance, and that caring too much costs too much. And many leaders internalize that lie, not because they're cynical, but because the system rewarded it. Here's what I've learned, both from research and from decades inside organizations. Performance doesn't suffer when leaders give back. It suffers when leaders strip work of meaning. Profit is an outcome, not an identity. Purpose is not a slogan, it's a stabilizer. In moments of uncertainty, layoffs, market shifts, AI disruption, burnout, people do not cling to metrics, they cling to meaning. Purpose becomes the thing people hold on to when clarity disappears. It builds trust. It sustains engagement. It keeps people from disengaging quietly or from leaving entirely. This is where giving back matters. When leaders embed impact into how the business operates, not as charity, but as a responsibility, as a part of their operating system, they signal something powerful. We understand our success doesn't exist in isolation. It's the knowing of that, and it's the confidence in that makes people feel like they are having an impact on something bigger because you've embedded that in your company culture. At MDR, our give back model didn't weaken performance. It clarified who we are. It strengthened trust internally, and it gave our team pride in what they were building. And honestly, it also gave our clients pride to know they're working with a company that has that as part of their operating system. People don't want to work only for money. They want to work for meaning, and they want to know that success isn't extractive, that it creates value beyond the balance sheet. And when leaders ignore that truth, performance doesn't soar, it erodes. High performance without purpose is fragile. It cracks under pressure. It erodes trust and it burns people out. Purpose doesn't replace profit. It actually protects it. This is part 2 of Leadership That Gives Back. In the next episode, we'll talk about how leaders can embed giving back without overcomplicating it, without bloated initiatives, guilt-based programs, or performative gestures. And if you're joining us mid-series, now's the time to go back and listen to part 1 and stay with us through the full arc of this conversation. I'll leave you with this final question. What would change in your organization if purpose was treated as a performance driver, not a distraction? I want you to think about that in terms of if you own the company, if you're leading the company, or if you're working for the company. It's something to take in and reflect on and share with your team and the people that you work with every single day. I hope you've enjoyed this episode, and I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of Finding the Upside. I'm so happy to bring you Leadership That Gives Back, this 4-part mini-series, which is a signature MDR Thought Leadership series that reframes giving back as a leadership responsibility, not a branding exercise. And this demonstrates how high-performing leaders embed impact into culture, operations, and decision-making. I'm inviting you to listen to this series, but also take this deeper, to listen with your team. If you're a member of a team, bring it to your leader. If you own the company, bring it to your executive team to disseminate out. What we have to accompany this series is a listener workbook, which is a downloadable asset. I want you to go to the post on all my socials for this series, any part of them, parts 1, 2, 3, or 4, give back, and you'll be sent a link so that you could get access to this workbook. I hope you enjoyed the episode, and please share this with other leaders and team members that want to have an impact with the business that they operate in inside their communities. More and more companies are taking on that responsibility of leadership to give back to the community that they operate in, and finding that giving back isn't something to promote as marketing. It's a way of doing business that actually complements and elevates not only your impact, but your success.